Welcome back to my channel. Today on Saltiness is a Bliss, I am featuring my side dish, as I sometimes do. So tonight I am featuring glazed carrots. So we want to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. We also want to line a baking sheet with foil. And we want to coat that baking sheet with some cooking spray. Any cooking spray will do. This recipe has a great shortcut, and that shortcut is that we can buy our carrots already peeled, already cut up, washed and ready to go. So this is 16 ounces or 1 pound of baby cut carrots. I don't know why I looked at the bag, I already knew that. But baby cut carrots. And what we want to do is just drop them in a dish. So now we have them laying in there, and now we can add our seasoning to them that we're going to coat them with before they go on our baking pan and go in the oven. We are just going to coat them with two very simple ingredients, and that is olive oil. So we're just going to drizzle that on there. No real rhyme or reason to how much or how little you put. I would say anywhere between 1 to 3 tablespoons. And then I'm just going to use this little spatula to just kind of move them around in there to make sure they all get coated evenly. The nice thing about putting the oil on them as well is that it will help them to not stick to our pan. That's also why I put the cooking spray, just to give it another layer on there so they don't want to stick when we want to pull them out and take them off of there. And then last, we're just going to add some cracked pepper right on top. Again, that will be to taste. Any pepper you love and work with will do. So we're just going to kind of evenly sprinkle that around. Probably did about 1 to 2 teaspoons there. And again, we're just going to mix that all around. Make sure they're all evenly coated. As you're mixing that, if you feel like you want to add a little more or add a different type of pepper in there, go for it. All right, so now that we have evenly coated our carrots, we just want to drop them onto our pan, spread them out on there so that they cook and bake evenly. And this would be the time that you can kind of just take a peek at them and decide if you want to put a little more oil or a little more pepper on there. So they're going to go in the oven anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes at 400 degrees. So I'm going to check them at 20 minutes, kind of see where they're at as far as tenderness. So this will kind of depend on how soft or how firm you want them to be when they come out of the oven and you serve them with your meal. All right, guys, one more step to our glazed carrots. We are going to create our glaze, so when they are done out of the oven, we can pour it on there and just enjoy all the flavors and eat. So in a small, shallow dish, we want to combine the following. So we're going to go with 1/8 cup of balsamic vinegar. So I will show you that as I pour it in there. There we go, just so I don't spill it all over the place. So 1 tablespoon of honey. Okay, so 1/8 cup of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of honey. Last is going to be 1/2 tablespoon of unsalted butter. Just going to drop that in gently so it doesn't splash everywhere. And now we're going to microwave this. So we want to microwave it slow and on a low power level so it's not just boiling and splattering all over the microwave. The idea here is to blend and infuse all our flavors and our ingredients together, and also to thicken it up so it kind of transforms into a glaze and a sauce type consistency. So we want to microwave it. I'm going to start about 2 minutes, and I'm going to do my power level at 4. All right, guys, our carrots are all cooked out of the oven. In total, they were in there for about 25 minutes. So now I am going to give them a nice little stir on the pan here. And I'm going to kind of clump them together so I can pour my glaze on them. Some of them have a nice kind of browned side from cooking. So my glaze didn't really thicken up but that's all right because it still has a pretty good color to it, flavor to it, and the butter did melt, everything kind of blended together. So now I'm going to just drizzle that as evenly as I can across there. If you decide to reserve some of your glaze for later, perfectly fine. And then my very last step is I'm going to take some dried parsley flakes and I'm going to sprinkle those on there. That will be to taste, and of course if you have some fresh parsley, you can always use that. I'm going to pair my glazed carrots with some slices of ham. Of course I'm just going to do a couple because ham does have a lot of salt. Scoop up some of my carrots. And there we have it. How good does that look? As the glaze is pouring off my plate. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.